Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the hardest thing about going out and making content in public like this, is that you don't know how people are going to react. Some people don't mind if you film them. Other people want you to film them. And other people don't want you to film them. And there's no way to predict how people will react. You know? There's really no way to predict. In a perfect world, everyone would want you to film them. Or at least they wouldn't mind. But in reality, you just won't know until you start filming. You can't go up to every person and be like, hey, can I film you? You can do that if you want to interview one person. If you want to interview one person, look at these geese. Look how close they're letting me get to them. I'm really close. It's hard to tell on camera, but I'm maybe, I don't know, 20 feet away. Let's see how close they'll let me get. I'm really close. I'm maybe 10 feet away. Now I'm maybe 6 feet away. I'm maybe 6 feet away right now. Beautiful animals. Anyway. Right next to some very expensive real estate. Lakeshore Drive. It's a beautiful area. Anyway. I'm naturally a shy person. I'm not really naturally a very outgoing person. You know, my favorite things to do are by myself. Like, I like having a family. I like playing with my daughter. I like talking to my wife, but mostly I just like to be by myself and think and read and things like that. So I'm naturally kind of shy. I am shy, but you can't get anything done in the world if you're shy. You have to just go out there and do it. And you try to be gracious, you try to be polite, but at the end of the day, you just got to go do. You just have to go and do things, and they turn out how they turn out. That's just how it goes. You got to just go. You just got to go and do it. So anyway, that was a kind of short one. That was a lot shorter than the Walk for Your Lives or Run for Your Lives Evanston. At least it seems shorter, but I missed part of it. That's probably part of it why. This is an interesting kind of playground. It's like waves, boats. Look, there's a garden. So that looks like radishes. Hello. That is some kind of fern. It's like spinach. Isn't the season over? Uh-huh. Oh, by the rules of the Yeah, it's a nice little I love gardening. If you guys know, I really enjoy gardening. I used to have a garden in my old apartment, but we had to move, so had to get rid of it. Well, more accurately, I don't have a garden anymore. I didn't really get rid of it. I had to move. So anyway, I love gardening. I love growing things. I love. We had. What do we have? We had cucumbers, pickling cucumbers, and regular cucumbers. We had tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, Roma tomatoes. We tried to do melons, honeydew melons. They grew, but they didn't something didn't work out. They weren't edible. But we grew them. We had bell peppers. We had onions. We had, what else do we have? Hot peppers. I think they're jalapeno peppers. We had strawberries, which I bought the whole plant. I didn't grow it from seed. Most everything else I grew from seed. And it's too bad because strawberries really take about 2 or 3 years to really get the most out of the strawberries, out of the bush. It's a bush and it regrows every year. So I only got to do it 1 year and then we had to move with the strawberries. I really regret that. If I could have did it again, I would have put it in a pot and taken it with me. But I didn't think of it at the time. It's not too late. I could always go buy a strawberry bush. Yes, I'm trying something new. Usually I like my rig better. I just carry my camera with handles. Here you can see my setup here. Here, I'll switch to my cell phone. So today, instead of my rig, I'm using a gimbal with the handle. Instead of my normal setup, I take my camera and I just have handles on the side and the top. That's how I usually do it. But today, I just wanted to play around with the gimbal, see which one I like better. One thing I like about the gimbal, it's a lot easier to keep your camera steady versus using the handles, because the gimbal does a lot of the steadying for you versus if you use the handles, you have to stabilize everything yourself. It's really beautiful today. It's perfect weather. Really beautiful weather. Just about perfect. This is my favorite weather. It's maybe 46 degrees. Fall weather. All you need is a jacket. Look at this water. You can see right to the bottom. Really nice. One thing I regret about the world today, when I was a kid, I say we spent a lot of time outside. At least that's the way I remember it. We spent a lot of time outside. But today's world, you know, I say we spend almost our time inside, my wife and I, and my daughter for sure spends most of her time inside, I mean. And that's really regrettable. It's really regrettable because it's really regrettable because, you know, there's so many benefits to being outside. I remember I saw an article that said that kids a lot of times wear glasses. They're nearsighted nowadays because they don't get enough light in their childhood. If you don't get enough outdoor light, your eye lengthens to try to search for light, just like the way a plant will stretch for light. If it doesn't get enough light, it will stretch. Same thing will happen with a person, a child who doesn't get enough light in their eyes. You know what's funny, by the way? I really thought we weren't walking that far, but now that I'm walking back, it seems like a lot further. So maybe I didn't notice because maybe they were walking a lot faster, or maybe just because I was running late. So I didn't really notice. And by the way, look at that building. It's a nice edifice there. I wonder what that is. Looks like some kind of church. Anyway, just the way a kid's plant stretches for light, a kid's eyes lengthen. It's called astigmatism. Astigmatism, when the eye becomes oval-shaped in order to search for the light. That's what causes nearsightedness, because it causes the lens to reflect the light on the wrong part of the eye. By the way, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's a crow. Never see crows around here. I can't really recall ever seeing crows in Chicago. When I was a kid, there it is. When I was a kid, there were a lot of crows, or ravens, who would eat our trash. You know, if we didn't pack our trash properly, they would come and tear up the trash cans. Anyway, still getting the hang of this gimbal. I don't film with the gimbal too much. Mostly I film just handheld, which I prefer. But I think the gimbal offers a smoother picture because it automatically smooths out. It automatically smooths out the picture for you. Versus when you use handheld, you have to do that yourself. Also, you can adjust and move the camera from grip to grip much more easily. So normally I have 3 grips. I have a grip at the top, like a overhand handle, so I can just hang the camera from my hand. Then I have 2 side handles, so I can hold the camera from either side. Now, with the gimbal, I also have 3 grips, but it's a little different. It's a little different. But I also have 3 grips. I have the hand grip. Here, let me pull out my second camera. So I have my hand grip here. I have which is it's a tripod. And then I have this grip here, which acts as an overhand grip, because obviously you can't have an overhand grip. So this acts as an overhand grip, like so. So I still have 3 grips. But I don't know. I don't know why. I don't like the gimbal as much. I don't know. I really like freehand a lot better. you see the totem pole, which in another age might have been seen as racist. I don't know why nobody sees it that way today. Let's see. Conservation of the Kwa-Ma-Rolas totem pole includes off-the-site treatment of carved attachments, facing hands and wings on on-site treatment of the predominant sitter pole. The work is in progress and expected to be complete in 2017. So apparently this is some kind of relic. Let's see. Kwa-Ma-Rolas, the Thunderbird, is an authentic Kwagluth Indian totem pole carved in red cedar by Tony Hunt of Fort Rupert, British Columbia. Tony Hunt does not sound like a Native American, but anyway. The crest carved upon the totem pole represent Kwa-Ma-Rolas, the Thunderbird, a whale with a man on its back, a sea monster. Kwa-Ma-Rolas is a exact replica of the original Kraft Lincoln Park totem pole, which was donated to the city of Chicago by James L. Kraft on June 20, 1929, and which stood on the spot until October 9, 1985. Kwa-Ma-Rolas is dedicated to the school children of Chicago and was presented to the city by Kraft Inc. on May 21st, 1989. Still doesn't explain what the connection is between this pole and Kraft. Is this like a legitimate Native American relic, or is it just like a cheap imitation? Have to do some more research on that. Anyway, I think I'll fly my drone a little bit before we go back home. It's like a nice area to fly a drone. I think we'll set up in my car and fly right there. That seems like the best place. Let's want to start a new video in case I lose my footage. It's a nice day. Look at these people playing on the park over here. Yeah, I think I'll fly my drone a little bit. Seems like a good time. So what are the landmarks? This building over here is pretty interesting. A lot of towers over here. The park. Tennis courts. There's like a clock tower over here. It's like a clock tower. All right, let's see what we can see. Ooh. I like to go up to 100 meters because I find that I can avoid all the obstacles that way. Okay, we're at 120 meters. So let's get a look at this clock tower here. So I feel like you gotta just film even when there's nothing crazy going on, because you're not gonna suddenly get the skills that you need when something amazing's happening, right? Just like a soldier. Soldiers train all the time, even when there's nothing really going on. So you gotta film even when there's nothing really going on to look at. So yeah, this is clock tower. I don't know what that is. I think it's a park building of some kind. Cool thing. I don't see anything going on around there. See how low we can get. I don't see anything around there. Maybe we can get lower safely. So anyway, that's that building. Let's go look at something else. Let's go up. Let's do a little spin above. Let's go right above the tower. All right, let's get a look at these other buildings here. So you see, there's the tennis courts. A lot of people playing tennis. Not really a lot of people. I think every court has some people. Almost every court. It's like half full. What else is there interesting? It's beautiful. Let's go up a little bit. Got the boats here. All right. Look at that. Chicago, that happened in town. Chicago. I'll show you around. It's an amazing city. It's like I hate it and I love it at the same time. It's a beautiful city. It has a lot to offer. The taxes are too high. Everything's too expensive. I don't like the politics. The homelessness has gotten worse and worse as long as I've lived here. But it's a cool place. It's a cool place to live. A lot to see. A lot to take in. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up this flight for today. But this is a really nice area as far as attractions. This is that building I saw earlier. It's probably the biggest building in the area here. Yeah, so this is a trick I learned. So this is a trick I learned for avoiding crashing into objects. It already has a 360 obstacle avoidance, but it has little cameras on the top, the back, the front, and each side. So you can look and see what's on the side of you while you fly. So you know you're not crashing into something. So if you're doing a pan, every time I crash my drone, I was doing one of these kind of shots where I'm rotating around something. I think it's called, not panning, dolly. It's called dolly, I believe. Dolly? I should know this, right? It's where you rotate around a central object. So every time I crash, that's how I crashed. I was doing one of these and I crashed into something sideways. So the cool thing about using this mode where you can see, using the obstacle avoidance cameras, you can see what's on the side of you. Like shots like this used to have a helicopter. Used to have a helicopter. Not anymore. So my camera just died. So I think that's a hint that we're gonna bring it back home. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I thought I'd add this little bonus part. So we're gonna bring it back. I can't even see my drone right now. I don't even see it. So we're gonna bring it back. So we're gonna do a little kind of cinematic thing. We'll drop it down. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and take care of yourself, be safe, and always keep your smile.